Hello and welcome to the Globetrottin ADs. Since 2019, a way for athletic directors, activity coordinators, coaches, and friends to connect and collaborate no matter where they are around the world. We hope that you enjoyed the podcast and share it with anyone you think will enjoy it as well. And now, let's get this episode started.
Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of the Globetrottin ADs. This is Nick DeForest, and yes, I am alone today, and I know it has been forever since we recorded an episode. That last episode was also a long time from the one before, and we said we'd record a few more and get back on track, but things just keep getting in the way. And before we close the season out, Matt and I will be back with at least one more episode. But for now, I can let some of you in and others of you know that one of the reasons that I have been slacking on the podcast is that I've been working on a new version of my book, A Global Playbook. So out now is a revised and expanded, let's say 2.0 version of A Global Playbook. The first one was a while, actually, since it came out, 2022. And I think almost immediately after it came out and the book got into people's hands, I realized that I left one big important group out of many ADs' lives, and that's the physical education department, the PE teachers and department. They were not mentioned in the book whatsoever, which was a bit short-sighted of me. I think thinking of ADs and things we can control, it just honestly didn't come into mind until almost right after, and that's been kind of on my mind since then. That at least in my school, the PE teachers are a huge part of the athletic program, a huge help, a huge resource, and partners in it. And I kind of felt bad that I didn't mention them at all. So I had that brewing. Obviously, you need time and more of a reason just to put that in there. Didn't seem to make sense. And the first book I still think is great. I got to travel a little bit, a few conferences that purchased a book for every member, and I know a lot of you out there enjoyed it. I got a lot of great feedback. No one said to me, "Hey, why didn't you put the PE department in?" But it's just something always on the back of my mind, and we have a great PE consultant that does travel the world quite a bit. He's Canadian, Ted Temertzogolu. I know I always say that wrong, but many of you know Ted. And about a year after the book came out, I talked to Ted about including a section on PE, and he said, "Yeah, when you're ready, let me know, and we can work on it together." So Ted writes an introduction to this 2.0 version, and also has a bit of contribution to the PE subsection. And really, as I started to think about what else I can include, or if even a revised version is necessary, I thought, how do I work with the PE department? And collaboration was the logical new section to the book, and really to collaborate with different people inside and outside of your school is really essential for an AD. Not just to use different groups or lean on different groups, but really to collaborate and work together with. So from missing out on the PE department came a brand new C called collaboration. And of course, there's some subsections. It's not just about the PE department there, but in that collaborate section, there's a subsection about AI, internal collaborators, external collaborators, and I really like it. I like the new C, this whole new section. So that's a main focus of the new version. But I went through every subsection, every part of the book, and I feel like I upgraded the language, cut out some things I wasn't really pleased with, and then I also gave everyone who contributed to the first book an opportunity to update their contribution, because many of the people sent me something, didn't know what the whole book was really about, didn't know what the rest of the section was about, and I think it worked really well. But I knew people wanted to add a bit more, or maybe take a few things out, so everyone had the opportunity to do that. So you'll see some updated submissions. Not everybody wanted to. Many people were happy, and that's great. But also gave me an opportunity to include some more voices, people that I maybe missed out in the first version, but not just missed out, but maybe I didn't even know at that point, or didn't know well enough. A little bit of everything. So some new contributions from people like Chris Bishop, who was an international AD and now back in the US. Rosemary, who's been a few places but is now in the Netherlands, in my, let's say, home conference. Kent Maxon, who's in Mexico right now. A lot of these people, if you go to the conferences, you know them. Andres Silva, he graciously made the Spanish version of the first book. He's now included in the second one. Ella Ugarte, who's in Lima, of course, needed to be a part of this one. Will, who's in NIST in Bangkok, as a subsection. And I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. I think the last new addition is Bruno, who's in Paraguay. So thank you to all of you new contributors, and everyone else who I interacted with over the last, 8 months or so, since I really dug in. It's a little bit of everything. I think if you have the first version, you would enjoy this one as well. There's some updates. I talk about it in the intro, where the updates, and obviously if you're listening, you know where some of the things are now with that new C. But also I think anyone who's picking it up for the first time has a more practical document to work with, a practical playbook that'll help you even more. One thing that I added to every subsection and every chapter were reflection tools, or are reflection tools. So there are 3 kind of leading questions at the end of each subsection that you can answer right away, or take with you to help bring home that subsection or that chapter. So those are nice add-ons as well that add to it. The communication chapter, which was the last one, got expanded. It was really just one longer subsection before, but I've expanded on the communication aspect as important. It's still the last C that brings everything together, but I've put a bit more meat into that as well. So yeah, pretty exciting to get a new version out there. It's just an update. It's not brand new ideas, so it's not a whole new book. So it's not as mind racking as the first one, when that first one got out there. But I'm still interested to know what you think of it. Hopefully everyone thinks it's an upgrade. There's some different stories in there that have changed since the first book came out. Obviously fresh off COVID, or even still during COVID, that first version. So things have changed a little bit. Things a bit more important than they were before. Certain things have changed. Some of the new subsections include something more on well-being. That was pervasive throughout the book, but now there's a subsection on it. Integrity, technology, social media. I mentioned AI, that's included there. Global citizenship. and some different things like that that I hope will hit home with some more people, and maybe even more administrators, teachers, directors, because that was also one of the goals of the book, was to get all this great stuff that we do with kids and want to do but maybe can't do, really get that into hands of other people that can champion the athletics program, principals, parents, any coaches, anybody. So yeah, I hope it's worthwhile. It keeps continuing to hit new audiences. So if you haven't already, and you have new colleagues, people move in and out all the time, you can say, hey, this book I read 4 years ago is it's got a new version, so maybe you should check it out. You're new to this school or something like that. Just share it. It's still on Amazon all over the world, still easy to get, easy to pick up. There's a Kindle version as well. No audiobook yet. I'm not sure if I'll go through that again. That was a fun project, the audio version, but maybe there's some AI to help me with that this time around. But the print version and the Kindle version, they're on all the different Amazon pages now. You can see them. The cover, you'll know it. The description's changed a little bit, just to include the updated version. The cover is basically the same. It says revised and expanded on it. Yeah, I'm excited. I really think it's a great read. I know a lot of you have PD money. Of course, everyone has a budget. You can write this book off. You can use it as PD, and you can put it in your budget. So there's honestly no reason why everyone shouldn't pick it up. You can even have it on a shelf, the new version, and if someone asks you a question of why you do something, you can explain it and pull the book out and say, and 80s around the world do this as well. So yeah, it's still pretty cheap. I think $15 US. I'm looking at 14 euros. Not a lot to be able to have a resource like that. Hopefully the next year I can also hit some more conferences and travel around and share the book with some other people that obviously aren't listening or may not find out about it. But I am really grateful to everyone that picked up the first version, everyone who wrote me, everyone who contributed, everyone who listened to me at a conference. There was a lot of different talks around. We had podcasts about it. There was video interviews about the first book. Really, really, really cool. Even one school picked up a whole bunch of copies for all coaches and had a book club about it. That really hit home. That was really, really special to hear about. Head over. That's this episode, just the launch really of this revised and expanded book. And I think I'll hit some social media posts. I don't know how much I'll put out there. I'll add this to the newsletter, things you can share and send to other people. But hey, if I can get on your summer reading list and you can come back in mid-August or September, whenever you get back to school, with some fresh ideas, that'll make it all worthwhile. So yeah, we will be back with another episode before summer break, Matt and I together. But until then, pick up the book, enjoy your last, hopefully, days, maybe weeks. Maybe you're already on summer break, but whatever stage you're at, enjoy it. And I look forward to hear from you if you do pick up the book. Lastly, of course, I want to thank Wallace from School Rubric, great supporter behind the scenes, did a lot of the work and giving me a lot of advice as I work through this one. School Rubric has also changed a little bit since COVID. Things, in this area have changed quite a bit. But one thing they are doing is publishing a lot of books. So since mine, which was the third book that School Rubric published, there's been 10, 12 more different books, all sorts of different things, tips, leadership. Of course, mine is the only one about athletics and international schools. but there's a lot of other books out there. Great resource. The website has been updated again, so schoolrubric.org. You can go check it out, check all their other books out, and maybe if you're interested in doing something yourself, you can contact Wallace. Contact info for School Rubric is also there. So thanks for listening. Thanks for picking up the book in advance, and see you next time on the Globetrottin ADs.
This has been another episode of the Globetrottin ADs. We hoped you enjoyed it. And until the next episode drops, head over to globetrottinads.com or visit us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.